G'day, welcome back to Old Star Adventures. I'm Michael, and we got a little bonus video this week because this is going to be, or this month, because it's going to be really short. In this one, I'm going to show you how I make jerky. We also eat a lot of jerky in this house because I've got two growing lads and we want something for them to snack on, but we don't want them eating junk food all the time, so we make jerky. Now, I've made a lot of different types of jerkies over the years, and this is by far the easiest, the cleanest, the neatest way of making jerky. It's tasty, it's not overly spicy, it's easy to eat, it's got good flavour, it's not chewy, none of the things that you might get with jerky sometimes. So let me show you what we're using. The good old Harvey beef, garlic and rosemary beef rump. Now you can pick these up in your shop, in your local supermarkets, IGA, Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, similar sorts of things. They're about 20 bucks, maybe 25 for a bigger one, but this is all that we need. So I'll show you what we do and show you the process I'll go through to slicing all of this up and then turning it from sliced beef into jerky. Alright, obviously we've got to get in the bag, so first things first, pull this out from here. I'll try to use my left hand to do it because my right hand is my knife hand. So get that out, the bag, straight into the rubbish bin, and then all I do is I trim this up a bit, clean up any of the gristle, the fat, the horrible parts, and generally these are pretty good, and whatever I do trim off here goes to the dog, so nothing gets wasted. Yeah, we just cook up all of these leftover bits and mix it with a bit of rice and veg for the old woofer, so she gets a bit of it. She might also get a little piece when I'm drying my jerky, but I'll show you that in a little while. So part of picking a good beef rump is having a feel of it in the shops, and when it's in the bag, what I like to do is give it a squeeze all over, because you can feel the difference between the meat and then the fat, and the fat feels really hard whereas the meat is really quite soft and tender. So you try to find ones that have less fat, less gristle, less hard parts than other ones. But you can see here I can literally follow this down the seam line and pull this apart. That won't get wasted. And what do we got here? A bit of silver skin, so that comes off. And then same here. That's not too bad. And then I just like to slice it in I don't know, 10-12 mil thick slices like such, and then if they're really big I'll cut them down the center again, so then I've got two pieces out of the one slice, and all of that goes into a stainless bowl. So I'll just go through, I'll do all of this. Now if you want the board to stop moving, throw a tea towel under it. Now the board won't move. not too worried about that silver skin there because that'll pull apart when it's dried. Same as that there. So there on the bottom, I will trim off. Like so. Just trim that there. That's just going like that. That one's pretty good. Now, generally, I try to slice against the grain because that makes it easier to chew and all the rest of it. Trick for the dog. Here, this is a bit like filleting a fish here with that silver skin underneath. So that's the silver skin that's left. A little bit there for the dog. And that's the first one done. Get on to the second one. Work this piece here separately so you can see the grains are on this way, so I'm going to cut this way on this one. I'll leave it there. I will clean all of this up, and when we come back we'll be down getting ready to make our jerky. Okay, we're in the shed because this is where I do my jerky. So what I use for making jerky is this thing right here. So this is a biltong box that I've made. I made it out of form ply and a bit of plastic sheeting and a couple of door handles, some bits and pieces that you can just go to Bunnings or any hardware store and pick up. So in here I've just got some clothes hanger rails that I have secured, and then up the top here I've got a couple of door handles, and then in the top of it we have a fan with a bit of mesh there to stop the flies from getting in. So I've just gone to Kmart and I picked up a nice cheap little desk fan. This is my second fan because I've burnt out the first one, and that just sits on top there. And then down the back here there's a little incandescent light just to give it a bit of heat and a bit of warmth. Not that you really need it at the moment because it is quite warm, 30 odd degrees the last couple of days, so the temperature has warmed up and the beef dries out pretty quickly. I do have hooks here, so I made these out of stainless steel brick ties because here where I live the bricks have to be joined with stainless steel brick ties so they don't rust and pop your bricks. But they weren't enough, so I ended up going on to online and I bought these little meat hooks, which they work a charm. So all of that beef that I don't mind the dirty workbench, all of that beef that I have chopped up here will hang into this space here, and then we'll come back in a couple of days and pull it all out. Should be dry. You hang it as long as you want it to hang. So if you prefer a moister jerky, then you hang it for less time. If you prefer a drier jerky, then you hang it for a longer period of time. So here we like it, I like it a little bit drier, but the boys and Mandy like it a little bit softer. So I'll probably go for about 2 days, and then I'll check it after the first day, day and a half, just to see what it's like. But I'll probably run it for 2 days. I find for me that works the best with the thickness that I cut the meat. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pair of gloves and I will show you what I do. This is what I do. Grab my piece of beef, so this piece here, grab one of my hooks, I put them through sideways, and then I hang it up, and I'll show you when I've hung it up how it sits. So there it sits. I don't know, doesn't sit widthways anyway, it sits the skinny cut way, and then that means I can fit a lot of beef along there. But I will get into it and you will get to see what I mean. Now those hooks need to move, shove them over there, and let's hang it down the bottom like so. You'll see there's a couple of vents on the side there, also got fly mesh in them, because the ventilation, it blows the air down and through and out, and just keeping that constant air moving over the meat helps it dry out. But I'm going to stop talking and I'm just going to do this, and then I'll probably speed it up in when I edit it, so it doesn't take so long. Okay then, so that's it. So what I try to do is I try to hang them in similar sizes and thicknesses, so they dry at the same time, so that when I do come back in a couple of days and have a check, I can pull off the smaller stuff, I can leave thicker stuff, I can do all of that sort of stuff. But that's basically it now. So the door goes back on, like so, comes down, that sits in the little groove in the top there, so it's all sealed, no flies, no bugs can get in, because that's one thing you really want to try and keep out, is the bugs and the flies. So it's all sealed with a bit of foam there, insulation stuff, keeps all the flies out. That'll run for a couple of days now, and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll check it, and then we'll go from there. So that's, like I say, the quickest and easiest way to make jerky. I've done biltong, I've made spicy stuff, I've made all sorts of stuff, but this is what we come back to all the time. The boys love it. Mandy really likes it. We go through probably 2 of these a fortnight, so it doesn't last long in this household, and I don't mind if the boys eat it, because it is a relatively healthy snack. Low salt, low sugar, plenty of protein for them, growing healthy lads, and they do need a good healthy snack, and this is one way of getting it for them. So, and thanks to the magic of editing, we are back, and in here is our beef jerky that we hung, and it is done. So all we do, there we go, it's very dry. Couple of warmer days and it really cures very quickly. But all that we do Just pull it off, and I chuck it all in a brown paper bag. So I'll somewhere put the camera. So what I'll do with this when I get back upstairs is I will backpack this into 150 gram bags, and I'll put a little oxygen sachet in it so it absorbs any oxygen and moisture and whatnot, and that's it. And then when we go bush, we just take this and then we open up a bag when we want, and the boys get to eat it, I get to eat it, Mandy gets to eat it, and everyone's happy. And this is possibly a little bit drier than they will like, but for me this is pretty bloody good. I don't mind it a bit drier, they prefer it a bit wetter, but it's entirely up to you. But this has been 2 days now, so this went on Monday and today is Wednesday. So it went on Monday night and it's Wednesday night, so it's had 2 full days. They've been quite warm days, I must admit, 30-degree days. I probably wouldn't want to be making this on 40-45 degree days because you'll be done within a day or so. But see, these thicker pieces still soft. They'll be delicious. They'll continue to dry out a bit in the bag, and that's okay. But this is, like I said in the beginning, this is the easiest, simplest way of making beef jerky. It's inexpensive, it's tasty, and it's readily available. And there's not a lot of work involved. So the hooks, I'll just take these upstairs when I'm finished with them, and they'll go through the dishwasher, ready for the next batch. Alright, there's one full bag. Alright, so there you have it. So that's how you make 2 big bags of beef jerky. That is it. That's another video done and dusted. Slowly getting through 1 a month. It has been hard work, I will not tell a lie, but we are getting there. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying what I'm putting out. If you do like it, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, all of those, subscribe, all of those things. Tell your friends about this old dude who puts out funny videos, and yeah, it would be much appreciated. All right, thanks guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.